All right, today we are going to be taking a look at push notifications and how we would go about sending them out. So push notifications, you know them. You get them from a lot of different apps that are installed on your phone. I know for me, I get a lot of push notifications from Facebook, from Instagram, even from ESPN, that sort of a thing. They appear on your lock screen, and basically they are dependent on whether or not the user has allowed push notifications on their phone. So if you want to send out one of these messages, they're great for getting points across, especially when you're in a pinch. You come in the morning and maybe there's a frost delay, or you have some spots open in your tee sheet in the afternoon, something like that. So if we want to, from this quick start page, get right to the point, we can click on the push notifications tile and it will bring us directly to the page where we can compose our push notification. So something to keep in mind here for the message is that we have a maximum of 120 characters that we can use in the message. This is because it's dependent on the different types of phones that we have to cater to. Obviously, we have there's quite a few out there that your users are probably going to download, whether it's an Android or an Apple iPhone, something like that. 120 characters is the magic number where we've noticed pretty much all of the phones will not cut off the message, so your entire message is going to get across. So as we start typing the message, we'll actually see a counter at the bottom. So say, for instance, like I said earlier, our early afternoon, maybe early twilight kind of a deal that we want to offer. So let's, for instance, put something like this. We can say, Twilight Special today, $29 for as much as you can play. And then we want to give them a call to action so that they know what they're supposed to do. Okay, great, I can get $29 for as much as I can play. How do I go about doing that? We can say tap or swipe this message to book. The reason why we say tap or swipe is because on Android phones, they would be tapping on the push notification. On iPhones, they would be swiping from left to right, essentially. So once we have this composed, we'll notice that right down here, got 88 out of 120 characters, so we're good to go there. The next step is choosing where we're going to point them to if they were to tap or swipe the message. So there's a couple options that you get to point them to. We default to just open the app. That's just going to take them straight to the home screen like normal if they open the app from their phone. If we click in, we can see that we can also send them to a website URL. I see a lot of courses typically using this for registration links or different calls to action that they want to get people more information on. Essentially, you want to think about, what am I saying in my message, and what can essentially give them more information, cater to it, give them kind of more of a call to action and enable them to do what you're trying to get them to do. So we can throw them to a website URL, we can go to an app page. So in this case, we can send them like to your food and beverage page, we can send them to a specific news item. For this particular message, we're probably going to want to send them straight to your tea time booking page. Make it as easy as possible for them to get there. From there, we can also choose to share. So if you were trying to maybe get some more people out on the course, what you're doing is you're plugging into your users. You're saying, okay, I'm sending it out to everyone who has downloaded my phone, but if maybe I can get a couple of my users who have downloaded the app on their phone to share it on their social media profile, maybe we can get a couple more users out of that. So what you can do basically is you can come in here and you can say, give them kind of a starting point for what their post is going to be like. This would be anything from Facebook to Instagram, and it could even be a text message or an email. It just depends on the apps that they have installed onto their phone. So we can say something, for instance, here like, I'll be out on the course today. Will you? Or something like that. Be sure to let me know, or something like that, to kind of give them a starting point where they understand, okay, this is going to be a post that I'll be sharing with my friends. Like I said, for this message, we're going to actually make it just going to an app page and going to tea times, just to make it nice and simple. From here, we can have an interactive button. So what this is basically if a user on an iPhone, if they swipe from right to left, it's going to give them kind of a question. So it's either going to say yes or no, or it's going to give them the opportunity to share. Share just gives them another level, just like that share button up here. So you can actually supplement it with that. And yes and no will basically just give them a yes and no button. So from here, we can actually have an action from there. So basically, what this is we're covering our bases. So say we don't have a user who is as familiar with their phone, maybe, as some other people that they may know. What we can do here is say, okay, maybe they aren't going to know to swipe the message from left to right, and they might accidentally do it from right to left or something like that. So we can also put exactly where we're going here, down here, just to make sure that no matter what way they do it, they're going to get to the Tee Times page if they want to get there. It's going to have all the different options that we discussed previously down here as well. So once we get all of that set up, we can come down here to audience and we can choose who we're going to send it to. We'll notice that it defaults to broadcast. What this means is it's going to send to everyone who has your app downloaded and has allowed push notifications. Those two basic kind of questions, as long as they're fulfilled, it's going to send to their phone. We can also send a targeted message out. So you'll notice that on this backend portal where you found this video, there's also a video about audience segmentation. I would recommend after you watch this video, go watch that audience segmentation video, and it will show you how to set up all sorts of interests, different checkboxes, and that sort of thing. So you can actually segment out your audience and the people that are receiving it. So what you can say here is, hey, I'm sending a message out about a Twilight special today. Let me only send it to people that are interested in Tee Time discounts. It defaults in the app to have everyone be interested in everything, and then if someone starts getting too many messages about any one thing, they can go in there, they can turn it off, and then they'll stop receiving messages about that particular subject. We can also further narrow it down to maybe what type of location they're in, what course they're most interested in. If it's a portfolio app that you're running or anything like that, we can obviously edit these to be whatever you want them to be. So let's say we want to just send it out to non-members, say if we were a private club here. So we can say we're only going to send it out to non-members who are interested in Tee Time discounts. From here, once we have all that set up, we can go down to the bottom of the page. We can look at the devices, and we'll see that it basically defaults to going to Android and iOS devices. I would recommend that you keep it on this. We can further segment it out if you want to go just to Android or just iOS. What I've noticed is most courses will just keep it on that, and that's just because you're maximizing the audience that it sends to. From here, we can either send it out immediately, or if we want to schedule it out to go at a certain time, we can click scheduled, and we'll notice that a little additional pane comes down here where we can select the day, the time, and it will default to the time zone that you are in. I'm sitting in San Diego, California right now, so that's why it's on PST. So once we have all that set up, we can either schedule it, or if we're sending out immediately, it's going to go. It's going to go within 15 to 30 seconds of when you send or when you click send now. So just be cognizant of the fact that it's going to go out pretty quickly here. So last but not least, I would recommend taking a look at the notification analytics video in the back end as well, along with that segmentation video. It'll tell you all sorts of things that you need to know about so you can track how well your notifications are doing and make sure that you are making the most out of this feature. We are always happy to help. If you need any assistance, feel free to shoot us an email either to your account manager or to support@callusgolf.com, or you can always feel free to give me a call. My name's Kyle, by the way. You can give me a call at my direct line. It is 858-869-1370. Enjoy. Happy messaging.